Ultra-wide monitors seriously change your experience. Whether it's about gaming or work, they draw you in like never before. But with the market being so flooded these days, finding the right fit can be tricky. So let me help you with my list of the top 5 best ultra-wide monitors you can get right now, the ones that deliver stunning visuals and immersive gameplay. Let's head right in. Let's start with the ASRock Phantom. Now, ASRock might be a relatively new name in the wide monitor world, but that's merely an understatement. They've come out swinging with this one, even if their naming schemes are a bit perplexing to say the least. And despite what we label it as a budget monitor, the ASRock Phantom packs a punch, nonetheless. And that's because it comes with a 3440 by 1440 resolution and a 165Hz refresh rate for starters. Sure, it's not an OLED panel, but that's also why it's so budget-friendly. The VA panel is surprisingly bright too, with a 550 nits rating. That's enough to get a Display HDR 400 certification. Plus, it's got a claimed 91% DCI-P3 coverage, which is seriously impressive. You're surely going to see some vibrant colors pretty close to those in its higher-priced competitors. It's also got FreeSync premium support. After all, no good monitor in this day and age should be without variable refresh rate tech, right? Also, while most budget monitors skimp on the stand, this one offers all the adjustments you could want without taking up a ton of desk space. The interesting part is that this monitor also comes plugged in with a Wi-Fi antenna. That's surely a neat addition, giving you a stable and fast connection during those online gaming or streaming sessions if you aren't a fan of broadband wires. So overall, if you're looking for a fantastic ultra-wide gaming experience without breaking the bank, the ASRock Phantom is definitely worth considering. Coming in at number 4, we've got the Alienware 34 QD-OLED, specifically the AW3423 DWF model. And I'll say, this is the best budget-friendly way to jump into the world of OLED ultra-wide gaming. With a 3440 by 1440 resolution, it's wide enough to really pull you in. Plus, that OLED panel is truly something. The interesting part is that Alienware actually makes 2 versions of this monitor, the DW and the DWF. Now, I like the DWF a bit more. It skips the G-Sync support, though it still plays nice with NVIDIA cards and loses 10 Hz from the refresh rate, but the interesting part is that you can usually find it for less, and it ditches the matte finish for a glossy one, which really makes the OLED panel shine, bringing out those deep black levels and the crazy contrast ratio. HDR gaming looks incredible on this thing. Among other specs, it's got a 0.1 millisecond response time, a 165Hz refresh rate, and up to 1000 nits peak brightness. Plus, it's rocking AMD FreeSync Premium Pro. Now, there are a couple of things to keep in mind. The pixel density isn't amazing since it's a wider 1440p panel. Also, like a lot of OLEDs, text clarity isn't its strong suit, and you'll need to be careful about burn-in if you spend a lot of time with static elements on the screen. But here's the thing, Alienware includes a 3-year warranty that covers burn-in. It's also a 34-inch screen, which is plenty big for most people. But if you want something truly massive, you might want to check out the rest of our list. But if you're looking for an OLED ultra-wide that won't completely empty your wallet, the Alienware 34 QD-OLED is the way to go. Next, we've got the Asus ROG Swift OLED PG34 WCDM. Now, this is, in my opinion, the best OLED ultra-wide monitor for gaming you can get right now. This monitor is sporting one of LG's latest and greatest WOLED MLA Gen 2 panels. What does that give you? Well, should I say, how about a blazing fast 240Hz refresh rate with a 0.03 milliseconds response time? Yes, you heard that right, 0.03 milliseconds. That, I reckon, does some seriously fast rendering. Now, to really push that 240Hz refresh rate, you're going to need a high-end graphics card. Even the best cards might struggle in some games. The good news is that its 3440 by 1440 resolution isn't quite as demanding as a 4K display. But here's the thing, speed isn't the only thing this monitor has going for it. The picture quality is outstanding. If you know about LG's OLED panels, you know they make great screens, and this monitor is no different. The second-generation OLED panel makes a real difference in how images are displayed. It's vibrant and has a certain zing that other OLEDs simply don't have. That's why it is surpassing the Alienware 34 QD-OLED as the top recommendation for OLED ultrawides. Of course, OLEDs do have some drawbacks. Burn-in is a real concern, though this monitor has custom heat sinks to minimize the risk. Also, the way OLED panels are made can cause some text to look a little strange, which bothers some people more than others. Still, if you want the best of the best in OLED ultrawide gaming, the Asus ROG Swift OLED PG34 WCDM is definitely worth a look. And then, we have the Acer Predator Z57. Now, if you're all about that super immersive experience but don't want to sacrifice pixel density, then this might be the monitor for you. This is the best dual 4K ultra-wide gaming monitor around. It's like having two 4K monitors side by side but without the annoying bezel in the middle, and it actually uses the same panel as the Samsung Odyssey Neo G95 NC, the best in class. But here's the thing, the Acer is often a bit less pricey. That's mainly because it has a maximum refresh rate of 120Hz, while the Samsung goes all the way up to 240Hz. Now, for some gamers, that might be a deal breaker, but ultra-high refresh rates really only matter in fast-paced competitive shooters, and those aren't always the best fit for a massive 32:9 monitor. The Acer Predator Z57 really shines with RPGs, flight sims, racing games, or anything that wants to draw you into the game world. Besides, with that 7680 by 2160 resolution, getting your game to run at over 120 FPS consistently is going to be a challenge. You're also going to need a beefy GPU, like a GeForce RTX 4090 or even an RTX 5090. And even then, you'll probably have to rely on upscaling and frame generation. But if you've got the hardware, get ready for a visual treat. Now, the Z57's heavy curvature can indeed be a bit much when you're working with code or spreadsheets. Also, the mini LED backlighting can result in some large local dimming zones, and that doesn't always look great in certain games. Sure, every ultra-wide monitor has its pros and cons, and you have to pick the right one for your needs. But if you're after that total cinematic ultra-high resolution gaming experience, the Acer Predator Z57 is definitely one to consider. And finally, as you've guessed it, we have the Samsung Odyssey OLED G93 SC, and there's simply nothing that can touch this monitor for sheer gaming immersion. This is the slightly more affordable version of the Neo G95 SC, which has some extra smart TV features that most of us PC gamers don't really need. But the core is the same, a stunning ultra-wide OLED that will blow you away. With a massive 49-inch QD-OLED panel, the OLED G9 has a wider horizontal resolution than most ultra-wide gaming monitors, coming in at 5120 by 1440 with 32:9 aspect ratio. That gives you plenty of room to spread out on your desktop, open a million Chrome tabs, or get lost in incredibly wide gaming experiences that fill your entire field of vision. Seriously, this is the most immersive ultra-wide I've ever seen. The combination of the incredible contrast and colors of an OLED screen with that massive 49-inch size makes for an amazing gaming experience, especially in games that support it. That's right, not every game will support such a wide resolution, but the ones that do look absolutely incredible on the OLED G9. This thing has a 240Hz refresh rate with 1000 nits, and while it uses the same panel as the Asus ROG Swift OLED, at 0.03 milliseconds response time with FreeSync Premium Pro, it's a whole lot faster. Yes, it's another high-end OLED, and that means it's not exactly cheap. The ultra-wide OLED market is where we're seeing the first wave of newer screen technology, and that often translates to higher prices. But if you want the ultimate in gaming immersion, the Samsung Odyssey OLED G93 SC is the way to go. Thanks for sticking around. For more content like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button on the channel. Click the bell icon too, so you'll get notified every time we drop a new video at FlexiViews.